Hello students, welcome to economics class. Today we are going to discuss about what is economy, what are the features of different economies and the characteristics of different economies and the basic problems of economies. Yes, the contents in this chapter is meaning of economic system, types of economic system, meaning and features of capitalistic economy, meaning and features of socialistic economy, meaning and features of mixed economy, basic or central problems of an economy. Okay? Next. So, first of all, we shall understand what is economy. Students, remember, economy is also called as economic system. Then what do you mean by economy or economic system? It is a system or a policy followed by a country or a government to produce goods and services and distribute among its people. That means, for example, to teach you we have two methods. One is called offline method, another one is called online method. In that, any one method we are following to give you education. Similarly, every country to produce the goods and services and distribute among its people, it following a system, such system is known as economic system or an economy. After we understand what is economy or what is economy, next we shall discuss about what are the types of economies. Students, in the different countries they are following the different economic system. All of them put together and classified into three types. Those three types of economic systems are capitalistic economy or market economy. Careful, listen carefully. Capitalistic economy is also called as market economy. Second one is centrally planned economy. It is also called as socialistic economy. Third one is mixed economy. I hope you that you have understood capitalistic economy or market economy, centrally planned economy or socialistic economy. Third one is mixed economy. After we understand all the three types of economic system, now we shall understand what are the features of each economy and their merits. Next, so first we shall discuss about capitalistic economy. Students, I told you already capitalistic economy is also called as market economy. Sometimes it is also called as free economy. What do you mean by capitalistic economy or free economy or market economy? It is a country or a geographical area where all economical activities are carried out by private sector is known as the capitalistic economy. A country where all economical activities, namely production, distribution, exchange, everything is performed by only private sector. Those countries are called as capitalistic country or market economies or free economies. You can ask, sir, in which country they are following this capitalistic nature? So countries like America and Japan. So in these countries, we can find the capitalistic economy or the free economy or market economy. What are the features of these economies? First feature of this economy is all resources are owned, managed and by private sector. In this economy, all the resources found in the country are owned and managed by private sector. Everything is owned by private sector. Government has no ownership on any resources of this country. That is the first important features of this capitalistic economy. Second important feature of capitalistic economy is profit motive. Whatever the economical activity they do it only for the purpose of making profit. If there is any activities which will not give the profit, the government of that country or that country will not undertake such economical activities. So profit motive is the main objective of this economy. Third one is price is determined by market forces. Students, first you understand what do you mean by market force. Market forces means demand and supply. We shall understand what you mean by demand and supply in the later class. So in this economy, price is not fixed by either government or producer. The price are determined by market forces like demand and supply. Suppose if the demand exceeds the supply, price will go up. If the supply exceeds the demand, price will go down. When the price and supply and the demand are same, price will be constant. So this is how price in the capitalistic economy is determined by demand and supply factors. Next, private property ownership. That means in this country, individuals are free to buy the assets, use the assets and dispose the assets. They are free enough, like in India, how we can buy our own assets, we can use that assets and we can sell it whenever we don't want. Like this, even in the capitalistic economy, people are free enough to buy, use and dispose the property they want. That is called private property ownership. Absence of government interference. That means in the economical activities, government interference is absent. That means no. All economical activities, all economical decision, you take what to produce, how to produce, whom to produce, everything is decided by only private sector. Government will not take the decision about what to produce, how to produce and whom to produce. So this is the last features of capitalistic economy. Next, don't think that capitalistic economy is like a heaven. There are some limitations even in the capitalistic economy. What are those limitations? Limitations are nothing but demerits of capitalistic economy. What are the demerits of capitalistic economy? No welfare activities. That means government will not take any steps for the welfare of the people. Poor people are neglected. Government will not take any welfare measures for the benefit of the poor people. So that is the first important demerits of capitalistic economy. Monopoly practice. That means in these countries, all factories are established by private sector. These private companies are emerging as a big monopoly companies. Such monopoly companies are exploiting the consumer by charging the high prices and giving the less quantities. That is the another important features. Monopolistic means, so big companies who can take their own decision. In these countries, the companies are taking their own decision, fix the high prices for the less quantity and exploit the consumer. That is the second important feature, demerits of capitalistic economy. Third demerits of capitalistic economy is over exploitation of resources. That means, so in this economy, resources are over exploited. You take the example of labor. Companies are extracting the work from the labor too much. Once if they come to know that the labor cannot do, they remove that labor from the job without giving them any job securities. So the resources are over exploited. Last one is inequality in the wealth. That means income and wealth of the countries are unequally distributed among the people. That's why there is a huge gap between the rich and the poor. And always there is a fight between the rich and the poor. These are the important demerits of the capitalistic economy. Next, we shall understand what is socialistic economy. Remember students, I already told you, socialistic economy is also called as centrally planned economy. Then what do you mean by centrally planned economy or socialistic economy? It is an economy or a country where all economical decisions or activities are performed by only government. The country where all economical activities are performed by only government, such economies or such countries are called as socialistic countries. In which country we can find the socialistic nature? Number one, North Korea and China. If you go to North Korea and China, there you can see all economical activities are performed by only government. Then what are the features of this economy? First features of this economy is state ownership of means of production. That means of production means, remember students, means of production means land, labor, capital and organization which are used to produce the goods and service. All these means of productions are owned by, managed by only government. That is the first important merits of the features of capitalist socialistic economy. Second one is social welfare. Government aim is to social welfare, that is treat everybody became equally. So government aim is not to make the profit. Government aim is make everybody become equal in the country. That is the second important the features of socialistic economy. Third one is absence of competitions. Students, you remember that in the socialistic economy only government will establish the industry, there is no private industries. When the competition starts, when there is a private and public sector industries are there, competition will take place. But in this economy there is only public sector industries, hence there was government industries are not facing any competition in the market. Next, prices are determined by government. You remember, in the capitalistic economy, I told you prices are determined by market forces. But in this economy, whatever the goods are produced, whatever the services are produced in the country, for everything, price is going to fix by the government. Demerits of features of the socialistic economy is high rate of government interference. That means in all economical decisions, government will interfere. That means government itself will take all economical decisions. What are all the economical decisions? What to produce, how to produce, whom to produce. Everything will be decided by the government. No individual cannot take decision about what to produce, how to produce and whom to produce. That is about the another important features of socialistic economy. Next we shall discuss about demerits of socialistic economy. What are the demerits of socialistic economy? Burden on government. What kinds of burden? Financial burden. Because in this country, government itself will provide all the basic facilities such as food, clothes, shelter, drinking water, sanitation for every individual. When government itself will provide all these facilities to the people, it will create a financial burden to the government. That is the another important first demerits of this economy. Second one is loss of consumer freedom. That means in this economy, consumers has no freedom to buy and consume the goods and service according to their taste and preferences. Whatever the goods are produced in the economy, only people has to consume such goods. They don't have freedom to buy and consume according to their taste and preferences. That is the another important. Next, lack of motivation. In this economy, laborers are inefficient. Why they are inefficient? Because if any labor come and work hard and give the good production, government will not recognize, the government will not motivate such laborers. Therefore, laborers are working inefficiently. It is because of lack of motivation by the government. These are the important demerits of socialistic economy. Next, we are going to discuss about mixed economy. What is mixed economy? It is a mixture of both capitalistic and socialistic economy. That means in this economy we find characteristics of both capitalistic economy and the socialistic economy. That's why it is called as mixed economy. In which country we can find mixed economy? Example for the mixed economy is India and Pakistan. If you go to this country, where you can see characteristics of both capitalistic as well as the socialistic economy. Therefore, these countries are called as mixed economies. Next, so what are the features of these mixed economies? Number one, coexistence of both public and private sector. Students, you remember, in the capitalistic economy, there is only a private sector. In the socialistic economy, there is only a public sector, nothing but government. Whereas in this economy, at a time, both public sector and private sectors are working. That is the first important features of mixed economy. Second important features of mixed economy is government aim is social welfare. Private sector aim is to make the profit or profit motive. That is, whatever the economical activities performed by the government only with the objective of social welfare, but private sector aim is to make the profit. For example, you take in the BMTC bus, all are treated equally, whether rich or poor. Whereas in the private sector, there is a discrimination. For somebody they will charge high price, for somebody they will charge low price, because their intention is to make the profit. Therefore, the second important features of mixed economy is, in this economy, government aim is to social welfare, that is, treat everybody became equally, whereas the private sector aim is to make the profit. Third important features of mixed economy is dual price. In the capitalistic economy, there is only a one price which is fixed by private sector. In the socialist economy, there is only one price which is fixed by government. Whereas in the mixed economy, we can find the dual price. There is a two price for the same commodity. The goods which are produced and distributed by the government through the PDS for the poor people, price is fixed by the government. Whereas for the goods which is produced and supplied by the private sector, price is determined by market forces. That means in these countries, there are two prices in the market. One is fixed by the government, another one fixed by the market forces. The next one is development of the economy is the joint efforts of both public and private sector. That means development of these countries is the joint effort of both public and private sector. To develop the economy, one side government is working, on the other side private sector working. With the joint efforts of both these sectors, economic development will take place. You take example, in the capitalistic economy, development of the country depends upon only private sector. Whereas in the socialistic economy, development of the country depends upon only government. Whereas the development of the country is the responsibility of both public and private sector in the mixed economies. Over. Next, we are going to discuss about last part is central problems or basic problems of an economy. So next, students, you know that resources are limited, but wants are unlimited. That limited resource and unlimited wants itself is the basic problem of all the economy. Whether you go to America, which is the example for capitalistic economy, or China, which is the example for socialistic economy, you come to India, which is the example for mixed economy. In all the economies, resources are limited, but wants are unlimited. These limited resources and unlimited wants, that itself became the basic problem of an economy. Remember now, this point is very important. Limited resources are having competing usages. Though resources are limited, they can be used for many purposes. So, limited resources having competing usages. Next, these limited resources and unlimited wants give rise to the problem of choice. So, limited resource and unlimited wants give rise to the problem of choice. That means, so problem of choice create three basic problem, three central problem. We are discussing about central problem, no? Though central problem is due to problem of choice. Problem of choice is due to unlimited wants and limited resources. Though resources are limited, they are having competing usages. Now you can ask the question, what are the three problems or the central problem created by this problem of choice? Number one, so what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. These are the central problems of an economy. So what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. These are the three central problems of all the economies. Now we shall understand what do you mean by what to produce. What to produce means selection of commodity to produce and how much to produce by using of that limited resource. By using that limited resource, what to produce and how much to produce is called as what to produce. So example, whether we have to produce more of agriculture goods or more of industrial product. Whether we have to produce more of necessary goods or more of industrial goods. Why that problem arise? It is because by using that limited resource, an economy cannot produce all the goods it required. How many goods we required? We cannot produce everything by using up that limited resource. That gives the problem of what commodity to produce and how much to produce. Then sir, who will decide what to produce and how much to produce? To decide that, there are different authorities in different economies. For example, in the socialistic economy, what to produce is decided by government. In the capitalistic economy, it is decided by the private sector. Whereas in the mixed economy, it is decided by both private sector as well as the government. So understood? It is decided by different authorities in different countries. Example, in the socialistic economy, it is decided by the government. In the capitalistic economy, it is decided by the private sector. In the mixed economy, it is decided by both public and private sector. Next, how to produce. How to produce means choice of technology to be used in production. Students, you remember, to produce any goods, we have two technology. Namely, labor-intensive technology and capital-intensive technology. Labor-intensive technology means, so producing the goods by using more number of labor. You see, labor-intensive means produce goods by using more labor. Whereas capital-intensive means producing the goods by using of more machineries. Example, you take handloom. In handloom, they manufacture the cloth by using more labor. Therefore, handloom is the best example for labor-intensive technology. Whereas if you go to the power loom, to manufacture the cloth, they are using the more machinery. That is the example of our capital intensive technology. Out of these two, which technology an economy should use? That is depends upon the resources of that economy. For example, in an economy, if there are more number of labor, like in India, you take in India, we have more human resources. Therefore, we are using the labor intensive technology to produce the goods. Whereas if you go to the countries like America, where the capital is rich, they are using the machinery to produce the goods. And each technology has its own advantages. Example, you take labor-intensive technology will create more employment, but cost of production will go up. Whereas in the capital-intensive technology, so you can produce more, but that will create the unemployment problem. So, out of these two, which technology an economy will use depend upon its resources. Whom to produce means selection of category of people to distribute the goods and services. Every economy consisting of different categories of people like rich and poor. Question is whether to produce the goods and services for rich or produce the goods and service for the poor people. Because any country for that matter cannot produce the goods and services for all the section of the society because the resources are limited. Then for whom the goods and services are produced in an economy, that is depends upon the objectives of the government. If the objective of the government is making profit, such government or such countries are producing the goods and services for rich people and produce only luxurious goods and services. If the objective of the economy is welfare, social welfare, such countries are producing necessary goods and service for poor people. So these are the three basic problems of an economy. So these central problems are universal and found in all the economies. That means these problems are not confined to either socialistic economy or capitalistic economy or mixed economy. These are common problems are found in all types of economy, irrespective of socialistic and capitalistic or mixed economies. Now last part is summary. So what and all we understand today in that class? What is economic system? Economy is a system followed by a country for producing and distributing goods and services among its people. Next we understood what are the different types of economic system. Remember, there are three types of economic system, namely centrally planned economy, market economy and mixed economy. Next, an economy where all economical decisions are taken by only government, such economies are called as centrally planned economy. Example, China and Russia. Next, an economy where all economical decisions are taken by only private sector, such economies are called as capitalistic economy or market economy. Example, America and Japan. Last type of economy is an economy where all economical decisions are taken by both government and private sector is called as mixed economy. Remember students, this is very important. In reality, all economies are mixed economies. All economies, all countries are mixed economy in one way or another way. So this is very, very important topic. Example for the mixed economy is India, Pakistan, etc. In these, both in India as well as in Pakistan, you can find at a time both private and public sectors are working. For example, in India, education to the children are given both by government as well as by the private sector. Therefore, India and Pakistan is the example for mixed economy. So basic problems are, but then last part is what are the basic problem. I already explained you what are the basic problem. Number one, what to produce, how to produce and whom to produce. So these are the three basic problems of an economy. I hope you are all understanding this concept.